Welcome to my YouTube channel. Have you been following this series of this Excel dashboard from the scratch? If you have, I'm going to tell you you're on the right path. But if you have not, you need to watch the first and second video in order to actually join this particular current one. So we're going to show you how we actually manage to create our relationship without denormalizing our table for pivot table. So now we have our data here inside the Microsoft Excel Power Pivot and very clean. So we got data clean in Power Query. In case you want to see that, let me show you that. And we load the data from Power Query to our module just to create connection for it. So if you want to go a little bit advanced, this is actually the video you need to take a look at and see how you can actually create advanced dashboard just like what I have on my screen. Let's get started. If you look at this right now, everything looks fine, but by the time I select December 2008, I have an error because it's actually doing this division by 0. So how do we fix this? It was our mistake in the first video, but I'm going to show you how to fix this error before we fixed our mistake from the previous video. So this error on the percentage part right here, how do we fix this? So I'm actually talking about this error we have right here. Let's see how we can fix it. So going back to our analysis part here, we can definitely have it fixed right there. So here we go. So if you look at it here now, on this particular part, we have the error because this is the part that is being linked to that particular dashboard. So where our error is actually on this particular part. All of those zeros shouldn't be 0. It should give us the previous year. The previous year of 2008 is 2007. So before we fix that, let us fix this error in case there is a feature division by 0. So what we do now is to double click over here. And at the back of this one, we put if error, and your end key will take you to the back of the formula. Just put your comma right here, and if there is any error, what you want is to show 0%, then close and hit enter. Then you can just copy down. Do this to your own. You will definitely have the right value. Then over here, we need to actually say, instead of using this particular conditional function we have written to return 0 if there is multiple selection, let's just do straight this, reference this one here and subtract 1 from it. That gives you 2007, which is the previous year of the selected slicer. So to make it very easy now, we can just copy this particular one from here for others. So just come here and paste it, and that would definitely fix everything all the way down for you. So very simple, right? So we flop this on the first part of it. So let's get back to our dashboard right now and let's see what we have. So now we have it. This is better. So now we're now seeing, what we're now seeing now is the changes between these 2 years over here, and here is actually plus 13%. So our transaction went high in the current year we are into compared to the previous year 2007, but all of those particular parts right here went down by minus, right? So that is negative. So this is exactly what you need to know. So the next thing right now is to start on the second part of this. So what we are going to do now is to hold the control key, drag this one to the plus we have right here, and that will create a duplicate for you. So this duplicate is what we're going to be working with right now. So over here, I wouldn't need everything. So what I'm going to do is to quickly get off what I don't need. So I wouldn't like to keep this part. I'll delete it off because we are going to start a new analysis. So let's highlight this part here. Right click and click on delete. That is how you can delete, our pivot table from your sheet. So I'm going to do the same thing to this one. This wouldn't affect your analysis in any way. So don't worry about that. Like, oh, what if I do this and something happened to what I've done before? No, let's check it out. It doesn't, analyze, it doesn't touch all we have done right here. So let's go back to our new part right here. What do we start with? So coming over to the finished one, so we have actually fulfilled all of those one here. So what we need to do right now is to actually focus on how we can achieve all of this. So this is what you're going to do with me. So stay tuned and let's get it done. So we don't actually need all of this. All we need right here is actually the profit. So I'm going to take off everything that is not part of our profit away from here. So we're going to leave the profit, take off the cost of goods sold and the transaction. And now we are left with the profit. So the profit right here needs to be shown by month. So what we can do is for we to go to all. So from all, we can see our date here, and we can bring in the name of month inside the row area. So this is what we have. So I'm going to go and choose the year we can have from January down to December so that I can show you something. Okay, we still have this. Let's go to 2006. Okay, now this is what it is. If you look at it right now, this is actually Excel, but we want to handle the analysis we are doing right here like we are doing something in Power BI. So the year we have, the month rather, is not showing the way it's supposed to. It's not showing from January down to December. So you can see it started from April and it ended in September. So how do we fix this? So before we fix it, let us look at the header we have right here. It's actually row label. So we're going to fix this, and as well we're going to actually kill the grand total. Let's focus on that first. So going to design, we can click on grand total and we turn off rows and column. That is beautiful. So go to row report layout and show in tabular form. So as you can see, it has actually fixed this particular part for you, and it has taken off the grand total. So what we are left with right now is to make sure we sort this, and we're not going to sort it like from A to Z right here because it's not going to work. So before we definitely do that, let's click on it and create a chart from this. So we go to insert. So we choose the line chart. In case you don't know what kind of chart is actually good for this kind of data we have right on our screen. So what do? You use recommended chart. So once you click it, it's going to recommend you a chart that is actually going to fit with this. Definitely, this chart is cool, but this is not a chart you should be using. Sometimes it gets it wrong. So our main chart is going to be a line chart, and I've chosen a line chart. So we click on OK. So beautiful, we have it like this. So I'm going to right click and remove or hide all of this. Don't delete it. If you remove it, let's see what happens. So it disappears, even the line. So we Control Z to bring it back. So all you have to do is to right click and click on this particular hide all field button on chart. That has hidden all that for you. So because we have a lot of space, we are going to turn on our data label. So there is no point in keeping this one here, this axis, but always, when I say always, I mean it, always make sure this particular y-axis starts from 0, just like what we have right here right now. So make sure it starts from 0. So once you are very certain that it does, so you can go ahead and actually delete it. So we don't want it. So we've taken it off. So we don't want the title as well. We don't want this particular part. So we are cool with this. So the only thing we need to fix right now is that we want to start from January and we want to end here December. So let's see how we can fix that. So quickly go to the top ribbon and click on Power Pivot here. Then you see where it says Manage. So click on it. So now it's up. In case you're wondering like what the heck is this, that means you have jumped the first video and the second video. So this is where we actually created our relationship, and we avoided using index and match, VLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP, whatever. So this is where we actually run that particular relationship. So let us go to data view here. On data view, we are actually seeing geography. So we want to do something on date. So we go ahead and click on this particular part where it says date. So dimensional table called date. So once you are here, the next thing you're going to do is to make sure you highlight the column you want to sort. So once you highlight this column, so you're going to see this one will be active, like this sort by column will be active. Then we can sort it from here. So you understand what I've just said now. So you need to make sure this is highlighted and this would definitely be activated. So let's do it. So if I just click on this now, this is my month. As you can see, it has actually activated this for me, right? So now I can click and sort by a column. So what column are we trying to sort by? So that was why we created this particular month number here. The month number actually starts from 1. All of those 1, they are January. So this is our February, and the next one here is our March, and the 4th one here is our April. So we're going to be sorting by this particular month number. So let's come over here and say sort by column, and it's going to bring all the columns that we have right here. So sort by what column? Click over here to choose the column. So this is not how it is in Power BI. It's a bit different, but we're still going to have the same result. So let us click on this particular month number here. Make sure you know the column, and we click on OK. So it has been sorted for us. The thing is this, we are not going to see the effect of what we have done over here immediately until we go to a chart. So let us go ahead and just click on this particular icon here, and it's going to jump us straight up to here, and let us wait for it. So it's still on the April and it has changed. So take your time to look at this. January, and now we have December. That is beautiful. So if I make this one smaller now to reveal the data we have behind here, you can see it has actually been fixed for us. This is how you can do it, right? So we are just done creating this, so we can Ctrl X to cut, and over here Ctrl V to paste. So we can just move this to this particular part here. Then let's get this particular top card duplicated, and we'll bring it down, then resize it to match what you want. We can send this to back to reflect what we have behind it. So send to back. So before we decide, let's resize it. So we want to have the white space at the top, not to be very much. I think you can use your up arrow to shift it. This is what we want to have. So right now, you click on this, double click on it to activate the formatting chart area. So first of all, I'm going to take off the outline, the fill color, and the border. So now we can move this. Now we have line, so we're going to take off the line. So click the middle, and you've taken off the line, and this is what it is. So click on the chart itself, and let's go over to scroll down, and we want to use this smooth line here. That is beautiful. So if I go to this part, where is that? Okay, click here, and you can click over here. So scroll down. Then that is where we did this smooth line. Let's do line. So from here we can choose the color we want to use. So any color you want to use for your chart can be, gotten from this particular color right here. So this is what you have. So I want to actually activate the data label, and if I do that, I have this. I don't want this one. What I want is the one without decimal places. So how could we get that? Let's go back here. I think this is it. So we can highlight this part, then Ctrl 1. Let's do, this is it here. So instead of we doing it here, we can just copy this particular one away from here. So with Ctrl C to copy. I'm going to show you another way to have it done. So click on it. So click right here. So once you have done that, let's come over to here. Deactivate, then click now. Then scroll all the way down and go to where it says number. then scroll down under this particular general here. We can paste in this one and click on OK. That gives you this. But what you don't have is actually the dollar sign on it. So we're going to have to put it right. So very simple. You can do that all by yourself. So let me leave you to that. So you can see you can format your chart in that particular part. But what if we don't want this particular point, so that you can keep our chart very clean? So you can scroll down to edit it. So you can just take off all of those zeros you have right here now. So you can remove them away from here. So you can see we have the zeros here. So click on add. Oh, made a mistake here. Let's do it. To do this in a nice way, let's paste our number formatting right here. Then we activate the formula bar. Go to view. Where is the formula bar? Then we can click over here. Then we see what we are doing. Then just go right. So as you can see, all I have done right here now is for me to actually use hash and this particular K formatting for 1000 and M for million and B for billion. So once you have done that, you can actually copy, or you can cut this from here. So once you've cut that from there, let's click on this. Let's do the formatting once again. So over here, we replace this one with the new one. This is what you have. You get it now. So this is what we want to do. Okay, not yet done. This is cool, but we have something left. So over here, we want to highlight the top 3, and we want to make it easy for the end users to actually track where we have the top 3 right on. I believe we must have done something similar to this before. So the very first thing I'm going to do is to actually type here like 1, 2, and 3, right? So I'm going to use a function that could be able to retrieve the max 3 values from here for me. And that function would definitely be the large function. So the large function, so here we go. Sorry, not this. So we reference this particular part. So we reference this part down to here, and we have to do F4 to perform cell locking. Very important. So once you have locked it, you put comma, and the K here is, are you looking for the top 1, top 2, top 3? Then we're looking for the top 1 in this instance here. So we can go ahead and have this closed and hit the enter. So it has just retrieved the top 1 for us. To get the top 2, top 3 here, we have it. Okay, in case you want to format it to look beautiful, Ctrl+1, go to custom number formatting here. Then we scroll down to pick any of these particular formatting from here. Then we have this. So what is next? Over here, I want to get the month that actually has those values, where the marks fall to. So all I'm going to do is to use index. So the index here has an array. So you can see my highlight. So this array means where what we want to pull, or the top month we want to pull, is sitting. So our index is going to be all of this here. You get it? So including the below one. So all of this there, this is the index. So we're going to reference this particular part here. So this is our index. So don't forget that we need to perform cell locking. So use your F4 key. If your F4 key doesn't work, you can manually do it like this. It's very simple. So once you have done that, you put comma. So it's looking for a row number. If I actually choose this particular one here right now, it's going to return just this one. But for me to make it dynamic, I can actually use match. So then the lookup value now will be this value right here. Then when I do my comma here now, it's going to ask me for my lookup array. So lookup array is just like the array we have right here, which is this one. Right now, our lookup array will be this particular part. So let's highlight it. Here's our lookup array. Then we need to lock it down. Then comma. So with the comma right now, is asking if we need the exact match. Yes, of course, we need the exact match, and that is going to be the 0 here for the exact match. So you can see exact match is actually this particular one. So what you need to do is just to provide it the 0 we have on it. So with that now, we can go ahead and close. So you can see it falls to May. So if I just copy this down now, so you see May, March, and June. So which is this one here, and this value here. That is where it falls to. So we're going to use this to make sure we make our chart to be some kind of much more readable. And before then, we need to calculate the percentage that, it falls to. How do we go about that? Very important. Let's see. So percentage will be the sum of all of this here. So we close and we divide it by the sum of all of those values we have here. So this time around, we don't need to perform any cell locking. So this is our percentage. Just go ahead and format it to a percentage. Just one decimal place. So these 3 months actually contributed 31% to the overall total profit for the whole month of 2008, if that is our selection. So I'm going to go right here, equals. I want to pick the month on selection, which is this 2008. So I'm going to go here inside of quotation. I'll put in, close it, and concatenate this. Hit my enter key. So in 2016, so we need, there is no space, as you can see. We need to have a space. So inside here, we're going to put double quotation and concatenate it with this one. That gives you this particular place. That is some kind of a space on it. So we have this. How do we represent this on our dashboard? Very simple. So we go all over here again. So I'm going to pick this. To pick this now, we have to move this away. Click on this, Ctrl-C to copy, then Ctrl-Z to take it back. And now you can paste it anywhere you like. So I'm going to move the one I pasted over here. Okay. Once I've done that, I'll quickly go to this part here, duplicate it, and I'm going to bring it down. Then go over here. Let's go and pick it up. Now, first of all, pick this. So I have it. I'll bring it here. So take your time to adjust it until you are very much saturated with what you want. But right now, I'm going to move it away and just duplicate this. So I need to highlight this. So I do my Ctrl-1. So I select this color. Then I go with this one here. So Ctrl-B to bold it. That is it. So what I want again is to bring this one close to it. So duplicate on that one and keep this one over here. So as you can see, what we want to get here is not this big. So what we can do is just some kind of make it a bit smaller, just like this. So we can Ctrl-D to duplicate it. Then the next one now, we can make it a bit smaller over here. Then we duplicate this one as the last one here. We keep this here. So we can select the three of them, although they are not very much visible, but you can manage to see them. So we align top. Then finally, we distribute horizontally to have equal spacing for them. All right, so I'm going to just duplicate this one and bring it over here. Then we go over to this part. Then we go over here. We pick the first, this is the top. So I can resize it a bit. Make sure it's in the middle of it. So if this is sitting on 7, we should have this one on 8. That is it. Then duplicate it. And we jump one of it. We have this right here. So we should have this one on 9. So let me show you what I've just done. So here is this one on row 7, row 8, and row 9 here. That is, if you calculate it very well, you don't need to come back here to do it again. So I'm going to duplicate this one and double click what I have inside it, highlight it, and represent it with an. So that is it. So we can just put this over here. So you look at that. Okay, I will definitely go ahead and just duplicate this one, bring it down here, stretch it out to type something that will make sense for the end users to read through. So over here, I'm going to actually type collectively accounted for. So collectively accounted for. So I'm going to stretch it. You see that? So put it over here. Then I am going to duplicate this one. So if you remember our percentage, we're going to pick it up now. So we go over here and pick up our percentage. So this percentage needs to be formatted. It is something that look beautiful like this. So I'm going to highlight it with our main color. So we stretch it to show everything. We put it right here. Then I get this one duplicated again. So I'm going to type of total profit. So that my profit would look different. I'm going to increase the size. I'll have it bold. Okay. So let us go with the color here. Let's take our time to do this. It pays. So we have issue with our spacing, like the space we have right here. So now we can manage to keep it over here. Just try to be some kind of creative on how you manage your space. So you can bring this down so that when this one grows to the top, it wouldn't collide with this one. So this is what we have. So if I clear the field now, let's say I'm using 2007. So I'll just bring this one down a little bit so you can see how it looks like. So somebody can just come here and know what is going on without trying to scan through the chart itself to, though the trend has shown that it trended up, it went down a little bit and it's going up. But this person can say in 2007, December, November, and October collectively accounted for 41% of total profit. That is beautiful. So instead of you to just report something, without giving all those context, you need to go through this to make sure what you're actually presenting is well understood to the end users. So let's get a new card. So I'm going to get this card here, duplicate it, and now I'm going to resize it. So let's go over to shape. Over here, I'm going to use 4.9. So I'm going to do it that by 4.34. 4.34. Okay, this is what we have. So keep this one, and let's go for this one here. On this particular one, let's go down and disable the header. This is what we have. So we're going to go up here and make sure we click on slicer, and this is what we need to have. Okay, so click on your slicer and bring to front. So we can place this one over here. So if you look at it, it's not really showing us something very cool. We go all the way up, click on slicer, and here we have height. So can you see it now? So once you actually do it too much, it's gonna just turn into this. Just reduce it one more, and this is what you have. So this is where our slicer stays. So right now, this slicer is not going to interact with this. No, we don't do that. So we keep the slicer the way it is. Right, let's go into the next one by coming back right here. So we're going to duplicate this one. So you can just copy, Ctrl C, and let's come over here to drop this. I want to insert one more. Then on this particular one here, I'll make it a bit smaller to demarcate it, which shows the end of that analysis. So I'll just use something like this. So over here, I need to create a different chart. So I'm going to click on this one and activate the field list. So we don't want the month, we take it off, and we go for date. We go for the week, day. That is going to be, where the heck is it? Don't we have it? Weekday, weekday, weekday. Okay, day name. So we have it as day name. Okay, because we want to highlight the top 3 of this, what can we do is to create a different one over here. So I'm going to reference this particular chart. So we just copy this over to this right hand corner, then we copy it down. All right, so to maintain our formatting, what we do is just to some kind of make it look good. So we come over here and we type highlight. So we type highlight here. On our highlights, the default highlight we have is just one single one. I believe to most of you, that is what you had been saying. So it's very simple. I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to do that and show you a different way that we can do it. So over here, if you want to highlight the top one here now to create a chart, so we can actually say if this particular value here is equal to max. So the max is looking for number. So we're going to highlight all of those numbers here. So once we highlight all of those numbers, so we need to actually lock it so that we can copy it down, right? So if that is the case, we close it. Then we want to receive this. Otherwise, we want to receive blank. You get it now. So we can go ahead and close it. Then we have blank because the max does not fall to that particular day, that is Friday. So once we copy this down, that's what we have. So we have Wednesday to actually be our max. But what we want is to highlight the top 3. There is no way we can combine the formula here to give us the top 3. So what we can do instead is to come all over here. So come all over here, just like what we have done previously. So we search for it here. So using the large first. So the large, we'll look into this place to return the large for us. So don't forget the key, always lock it down. So here we have the large. Once we have gotten the large, the next thing now is to see how we can match this number to here. So it's very simple. We are not going to keep this one we have here. I'm going to take it off. So we can use this ifs or if-else to check this. So the first logical test is going to be if this particular value here is equal to this one. So remember to actually lock this one down. You don't have to release it. You have to lock it down. So to make it easy for you now, you can copy this one. Remember, you have copied this. Okay, we don't have to copy it because we're going to do it to every part of it. So that is the first max. If that is it, comma, we want to see this. So the second logic test or logical test now is if this one again is equal to this one here. Don't always forget to make sure you lock this. Then if that is the case, we want to receive this. Then comma again. The third logical test will be if this one again is equal to the third one. Then because we're going to be copying it down, we need to make sure we lock this down. So once we've done that, then give us this value. We just close it and hit our enter key. So it's giving us NA. Let's see when we copy down what happens. So you can see Thursday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So you can see if you look at the values we have right here right now, beautiful. Then what happens to this NA? How do we get it off? So we can use if error to handle that. So using the if error here. So if error, we want to receive blank. So now we have blank. We copy down again. That is it. So we have just highlighted where we have the max value coming from. Thanks for learning with data decision. So if you want to take any of our courses from Excel to Power BI, so come to this particular website. The link is actually in the description box. So click on it and see how you can join any of our courses right here. Keep learning. Okay, so I am going to go over here now to try to sort it. I'm going to click on sorting. Sort from largest to smallest. Then if we want our week to start accordingly, what we can do is to go over to our Power Pivots, manage here, and let's check, do we have week number? We don't have week number here. So that means we have to create week number. So let me take you to Power Query to see how we can handle this so that we can sort our weekday to start accordingly, right? Then we go back here. So right now we click on this and we locate data. From there we click on queries and connection. So here is up. So we can right click on any of it and go to edit. All right, here we are. So the very thing you are going to do is to make sure you highlight this particular part where it says date. So once you select it, so in case you are on home or transform, make sure you locate this particular part called add column. Then from there we can choose this one. So click on the drop down to open it and go to day. So once you click on day, you can see where it says day of week. So once you hover on day of week, you can read through exactly what is going to return, then click on it. So make sure you verify it. When we click on this now, it returns 1 to 6. So when we add 0 to 8, that is 7 days, in a week, right? So we're going to have this week as a week number. So here is our week number. From here now, we'll go to home and close and load. So that will definitely load to our date. So if we look at it now, it's going to update this for us. So loading the data, just give it some time. Once it is done, we go ahead to Power Pivot to some kind of sort this. So we don't actually want this again. We can delete it. Although what I'm doing now seems to be some kind of optional, it's not really important, but if you want to do that, so here is it. So you know the drill. So let's locate sort by. Here, click on it and choose the column you want to sort it by. That is the new column we have just created, week name. Can we find it here? Or week number rather. So week number, then we click on OK. So it has been sorted for us. We can just just remove this. Let's go to the right one. So as you can see, it starts from Monday, Tuesday, and it stops at Sunday. So we have just sorted this, and this is accordingly. Let's first of all highlight this part and create our chart. Insert, we go over here. This is the chart we want. So we don't want this axis. We're going to have to take it off. Then we don't want this as well. The line here, we don't want it. So we have to represent our color right now. So that is the highlight rather. So all we have to do is to right click and click on select data. Then over here, we click on add and we add highlight. So in this particular part, we remove it and we select from here. Make sure you select all of this because it's going to change. So this is what you have. Click on OK. Click on OK right here. Then from here, we have to start doing the needful. Double click on this. Let's put it on the side. So click here and let's go over here. First of all, we overlap this. It has been overlapped. So click on this one. Go to color. Choose the color you want, a lighter color like this. Then click on this color. You know the color we are going to use, right? This one here would highlight the top 3 weekdays. So something like this is cool. So if you want to use the data label, don't click on this colored one or the highlighted one. Instead, come over here and select this one. Once you select it, you click here, then you choose what? You choose the data label. So as you can see, we're going to have problem doing this when we try to do this. So until we have it, stretched out like this, then. So when you have a small space, having the data label will not be really cool, or you need to have it without decimal places. But I think we're going to stretch it out. Let's duplicate this. Let's cut this from here. So we've cut it. We're going to go back here. Then we paste it down here. Let's move this. So this is where we're going to have this one right in. So we need to have this, double this. Then we stretch it all over here. So here we go. So we can just send this to back. So we send this to back. That reveals what we have behind it. So click on this one, no fill and no line. We have something like this. I can stretch it out beyond this a bit. Okay, so I have something like this. That is beautiful. The next thing is for we to do the needful to represent this and get a percentage. So it's very simple. I can just go sum. I'm summing this part here. Then we close and divide it by the sum of the whole total profit, the highlighted over the total profit. So we control 1 to get the percentage. So this is what we have. So we need to quickly get this. So let's go ahead and get the percentage from here. There we have it. So I want to use the same formatting for it. So I can duplicate this one here. So the highlighted weekday, or weekdays rather, so it's weekdays, not weekday. Weekdays contributed, so we put a percentage. So we're gonna move this one. Then we bring this one in. So we duplicate this one and we bring this one over here. So can you see what this is going to be like? So we're not going to force anybody to read through what it is that we have done here. Instead, like, instead of you to scan through what is going on here, we have just given our information, like the highlighted weekdays contributed 44% of the total profit. Before the person will be like, okay, let me see what the value of Sunday, Saturday is and all of them. So we have done justification to this, right? So we go back here and now this is gonna be, we are done with this one. We just do this. The next thing I do now is to copy this one away from here. I'm gonna use it to create the chart over here. Okay, so this chart will definitely be our week type. So instead of we seeing the weekday here, we go to this and we choose this. So this is the week type here. On the week type, we don't need to do too much. All we have to do now is just to get a percentage of this. So we divide the weekday by the sum to get a percentage. So you can see, because I did not perform my cell locking, this one is moving down and it's giving us 100%. So we need to lock this place down. It's very important. So in case you are some kind of like, why we're doing that, you have seen the result now. So now we have it nicely. So the next thing I'm going to do is this. I want to find out, because I want to make this as dynamic as whatever it is. So how do we go about that dynamic part of it? So we need to find the top, because the top can change over time. So I'm going to find top. So the top here now, let's put it down here. So we use the max function to find the max from here. The reason why I'm doing this is that the max can change based on the slicer we are using or we placed on it. The max can change. And now I want to get which particular week has the max. So we are not far away from the function. Index is it. So index is going to come here to find this. And to look for that now, we use match. And our match is checking this and it's looking for it right here. Then comma, we want the exact match 0. Then we close. Then weekday has 75%. And if you look 72% rather, if you look at it, it's correct. This is what we need. And on this one, we're going to create a chart that will definitely look perfectly okay. Let's go with this. I'm going to show you the wrong chart first, then I show you the right chart after all. So if we go with this now, so I'm going to remove all of this here, have them hidden. Let's get this off. Get this off. So what happens if I want to bring my label on it? So it's going to be here. Can I take it outside? So we go to more. So we have this. Let's look for how to position it. There is no way we can position it right here. You can see that now. So the only way to manage this is for we to use a different chart that can actually take this one outside of the chart itself. Then we go over to the top. We click on insert and we click on this. And instead, we use this particular pie chart here. So with the pie chart, we don't want this and we don't want to see this. But this legend here, we need to keep the legend. So I'm going to click on here. My legend should go to the bottom. Then this particular part here, I need to change the color. Double click. Double click here or Ctrl+1. Click on this until this color reflects inside here. So once you have done that, you can definitely click and change it to this. Then for this one, we are going to use this color. Then we can make it smaller. Let's cut it away from here. Go to a dashboard now. We paste it down. So for now, I'm going to turn off my formula bar for the time being. Turned off. So click inside here. Take off the outline. So I want to get this one. That is it. So you stretch it to this right hand corner until you are satisfied, that you are very cool with what you have. Okay, I think this is cool. So we can now take this one now. So we resize it to fit here. So it's going behind. Right click to bring to front. So as you can see, we have outline on it. Field color, remove the field color and remove the outline. That is beautiful. So we can make it a bit smaller. So here we go. I'm gonna make it some kind of this. So now I can click and bring the data label. So we have it here. So we can choose to go to more. So okay, let's click here and label option. So you can see outside. This is what we can have. I'm not really cool with what I have right here right now. I don't intend to keep this way. So let me step this one down a bit. I can just move this down, widen it. Then we have this. Okay. So you have the flexibility to move this to any area you like. You can stretch it. You can see what I've done here. So you can stretch this one. So you can play around with how this one looks like. Then if you still want to have it like our previous chart, what we can do is to go to the top level right here, go to insert and click on shapes. Then get the circle. Always hold your control key when you want to do this, or your shift key rather, to have perfect circle like this. Then you can put it in the center of it. Once you are satiated with what you have, remove the outline and convert this to white. Can you see what it is now? So we have this. Okay. Let's go back here. On this part, I'm going to actually concatenate something to it. So over here, I will use the ampersand here. Inside it, I'll just write make up. So weekday makeup, 73% of total profit. Can you see that? Let's get back here now. I'm going to some kind of extend this a bit so it can contain what I have. So now we can get any of this down, go to the top ribbon, view, and we bring the formula bar back. We can go over here and pick this up. So what if we want to put our weekday on capital letter? How do we do that? Uppercase? Can we do it? So where is our weekday? That is gonna be the weekday. What can we do on this? Match. Okay, what we can do is to double click on this one. So at the back of index, if I highlight this particular part now, so you can see all of this returned our weekday. So this particular part here is what we concatenated to it, right? So this formula that returned the weekday right now, we want the formula to return the uppercase for us, which is the uppercase of what? Of weekday, of this. So if it is weekend, we want actually the upper case to be returned. So how do we do that? We're going to use the upper function to get that done. So over here, I'm going to type upper. I'm going to enclose it here. Close. That's return the capital letter, right? Can you see it now? It's different from what we have here now. Let's get back here. We have it done. I believe you understand that. It's all about you playing around with what you have. So I will definitely just bump it up a little bit. So I'm going to have it right here. Get this duplicated. So let's go ahead and pick up the percentage. We always use this. So duplicate this one and bring it off to this place. So weekday make up. So we have to stretch it to show our up. I think we are going to go back. It's mix up, not. Here we go. So weekday makes up 73%, 72% of the total profit. So this is what we have. Let's see the previous one. So here's the previous one. I can just decide to copy this particular one from here and have it used on the new one we're creating. Over here we have it. So it's a calendar on, fancy animated form that shows that we are on a weekday. So you can do Ctrl B to highlight this to show very well. So always try to stretch this out so that you can actually show everything in one line instead of breaking it. You get it now. So 2008, 2006, depends on which particular month you selected. This changes accordingly. right? Okay, guys, we are almost there. So on the next one, let's get this black duplicated. So I'm going to bring it down here. We can affect the size a bit so it's too much. So I told you the size I'm using on my screen might be differ from what you get if you do the same thing. So just know how to actually make a change to it because we are using different screen size. So 2.72, let's do it 2.75. So we're going to do that by 2.22. So something like this. So we're going to have this into four places. So before then, I want to duplicate this one, then bring it up to this side so I can stretch it. So we can control it anytime we like. Then we send it to the front. We're gonna do this into four places, this and that one. So we have them. Okay, let's get this off. I'm gonna move this away a little bit. So this space is okay. So control and select all of them. Go to this shape format, align, distribute horizontally, then now distribute vertically, or you can just use align top. It will fill and make sure we have the same size in them. So let's go over here. We have all the colors we're going to use here. So we're going to use this color and this color, then the white color. So I'm going to copy them. Back here now, we paste it down, move it. So over here, I'm going to do white color. Select white. Something like this. So over here now, we're going to choose this color. So what I'm going to do now, I don't want to lose the formatting we have already on this. I'm going to copy the color code. So the color code has been copied. I'll come over here. If I check here now, I can be able to paste in the new color I've just copied over here. So on this one now, we are using this color. So already, here we go. Oh, I think we have it the color already. Let's just select this. Here we have the color, yes. So this is what we have. So I can get this off now. Get this off. So I'm going to select a circle. I can use the previous circle we have here. And I will resize it until it fits into what I want. So I'm going to have this right here. So let's do Ctrl+1, come over here, go to shadow, then go to the presets and select this one here. So here we go. We have something like this, but I always love to reduce the transparency so it makes it lighter. So I'll have this one duplicated. So once we have this over this one, it won't show very well because it's the same white. I'm going to select this particular one. Let's go with this one here. Oh, I think it's almost the same thing. Let's go with the darker one. Something like this would be cool. So I can choose this white one for this here. So choose this particular one that has a dark part. for this particular part here. So all that is left now is for me to hold my control key and actually say align bottom. So this is what we have. So I want to select all of them, everything right here. To make your selection swift, go to the top ribbon, be on home, find and select here. You see this particular select objects. So you can highlight the part you want to select all at the same time. So if I highlight this part, they have been selected. I can manually move it up like this. So you see that? That gives me this flexibility. So the next thing now is for me to actually type in what I want. So I want to put quarter. Or 1. So because this one is actually black, we have to make sure it's on white. Go to text option here, then change the color to white. Then this one here should be on black. So here is going to be my quarter 2. Okay, this is what we have. Now that we have known what we want right here, so we can just go ahead and take this up. You see that? So I would consider holding this control and bring this down a bit. So because we want to actually reduce this below here. Yes. So now we have not created analysis. Let's get into it. So what I'll do over here, this is these tops here. We select this color. So I'm going to copy our pivot table, paste it over here. Show field list. Oh, sorry. We need to recopy this again. Okay. So now we're not going to show the week type again. Instead, we go over here and we choose the quarter. So this quarter is affected by a particular slicer. So let's go and verify what slicer is affecting it. So the year slicer, and that is okay. We like it like that. So we need to do a little bit adjustment, right? I'm gonna go back to active, scroll down to where I have my profit writing, drag the profit for the second time. I'm gonna show you in a jiffy why I'm doing this. But before then, let us bring those particular quarters that does not have any value back, because we need it to create something amazing. Otherwise it will be some kind of flop. So I'll go over to, I think is pivot table options. We go over to display and we check this to here, to data. No, I think here, that is that. Let's click on OK. So we have back anywhere we don't have any value when we filter. But what we need to do again is to right click and go to the option. And over here for empty cells, we want to put 0 on it. So we have 0 on this. So on this one here, what I want to show is percentage instead of me showing value right here. So I want to show the percentage. You can go to show value as percentage of grand total. So we have it on a percentage of grand total. Let's go back here and select 2007, for example. We should have all the quarters, right? So you can see their percentages. So what we can do next is for we to some kind of make sure there is no decimal places for this. So we do Ctrl 1. We put 0 here, and that is cool. Okay, so what do we do next? We can find out. We start from 5, 6, 7, 8. You get it? So click here. This is it. Formula bar should be turned on. We go here. So we are going to get our first quarter, the value here. So once we have gotten our first quarter, we need to quickly format it. And here we go. Bold it and increase this to this level. Okay. So now what we can do now is to just copy this particular part. Then click on this one. Then paste it over here. Instead of 5, we choose to use 6. Hit enter. So here, instead of 5, we choose to use 7. Here we choose to use 8. When you paste this one in, we use 8. So we can, then let's do this again. So we have it. So on this one here, we're going to turn them to black. So nicely done. So we are in for the percentage now. We pick the percentage once. So we adjust it. Make it bold. So you already know how we can do this. So instead of 5, we are using 6. 6, here we're using 7. Finally, we are using 8 over here. So you can just adjust this to fit what you have here. So if I remove the formula bar now, so we have something like this. So I can just get this one here, put it over here and stretch it. So I can type in quarterly view by profit. So I'm going to just do that here. So quarterly view by profit, something like this. So for the remaining part, duplicate this one. So here we go. We can resize this to keep the space here. That's pretty much like this. So we need a slicer, and this slicer would be our slicer for country of our transaction, of our sales, of our customer, whatever it is. So right in here. So how do we do that? So we can go back here. Let's add the country slicer. So there are so many ways to add it. So over here, insert slicer. Scroll down till we'll have, where is that? Let's go to all. Then geography. So we select the country. We add it up. So we can cut this away from here. So paste it over here. Then we click on OK. Sorry, before we click on OK, we have to some kind of turn this off. So we resize it to this level here. Then we come over here to select the same thing we have over here. So we have this, and we have to open it up like this. So do you look at this now? You can decide to select this. So it's only reflecting over this here. So what can we do? We have to go back and connect it to this weekday. So just go over to here, filter connection, and we connect it to country. So we scroll to this end for a month. Click on the pivot table, not what we connected to it, to further create new analysis that you're going to click on. So it's going to affect all of this. Click on the month here. Then we add country. So we go over to this particular one. That is our order analysis here. So we start from this year. So over here, we want it to reflect the country we select from the slicer. Very swift, right? Then we need to scroll to this end, and that is going to be this one too. That is final. So now our dashboard should be very interactive by now. So if I select Canada, it actually filter all my dashboard for me. Can you see it now? So this is some kind of a bit awkward now. Let's see how we can adjust this. So that is for months. So what happens to this month here? Are we using this one? Let's see how we can fix this. Okay. Let's go back. Let's turn it off and use that instead. So now we have it. That is properly, fine. We have this. Okay. So we need to get the name of the dashboard, right? Which we have not done. So to keep this place clear, over here, the dashboard is, this is data from Microsoft. So I'm going to name it as Adventure. So Adventure Works Sales Analysis. Okay. I'm going to select this part here and make it bold. Then select this part here. Then change its color to this. So I'm going to keep this over here. That is for dashboard. Okay. One thing I want to show you right now is that what if we want to see analysis for all the years, all the country, and all the months? How do we handle that? That is very important. I'm going to show you that in the next video so that we can keep this very short. So just try as much as you could to complete this very part, and you will be like, what? Because it's going to make your life so easy. Okay. We can always make this nicely. Okay. I think something like this will be cool. So don't forget to save your work. Is very, very important, like 100% important to save your work, because sometimes, the system can just get shut down. You wouldn't know that you have not plugged the system in. So please do that. It's very, very important. So thanks for watching this. I'm going to see you in the next part of the video when we come back. So keep watching.